What's up, guys? Apparently my cat wanted to be in the introduction to this video, so say hey, Onyx. Say hey. Hope you all are doing well. Thank you for the subscriptions and the likes recently. I really appreciate it. The channel is growing a lot faster than I expected it to. It's been a crazy week for VV and OMI. We've had two major drops, some big announcements. We've had a security breach over the weekend where a lot of people lost some collectibles, which I believe they're probably getting back. We got an announcement for two-factor authorization. I think my favorite part of the week was the founder's response on the biometrics, whether it be a good idea or a bad idea to have face recognition.
And in fact, you know, for me personally, like biometrics, you know, if I knew you had a VV account, I could come up, knock you out, put your phone up to your face or grab your thumbprint. So yeah, they don't actually add really much in the way of security per se. So it is a little bit low on my priority list at the moment.
I mean, yeah, it just kind of cracked me up, his response to that. But overall, I really appreciate those guys for giving us weekly updates. It really helps a lot. I watch them every time they're at drop, and I agree with them most of the time on everything that they say. You know, there's been a lot of hate recently on the drops kind of getting messed up and people not getting what they want, but they expected 10,000 users around this time, and they have a couple 100,000 users around this time. So, I mean, it's to be expected. I'm not mad about it. I haven't gotten an ultra rare out of the last two drops, but it's whatever, you know, it's part of the growing process, and I'm still a part of the team. I'm still excited for the future of VV and OMI, and I'm ready to get the ball rolling even more. So let's get right into this drop that's coming out tomorrow, which, by the way, if you are subscribed to the channel, you'll get a notification in the morning. I'm actually going to be live streaming the event or the drop, so please tune into that. It's going to be fun. I'm just going to talk a lot about OMI and VV and collectibles, and try to snag some while online. In this video particularly, I want to go over just the basics of the drop tomorrow, but I also want to go over what it means for the OMI burn, because the OMI burn is extremely important to those who are invested in not only the VV collectibles but the OMI portion of it. I've seen a lot of hesitation lately because the price has been fluctuating down. It's actually like the lowest it's been in a couple of weeks, but I want to argue in this video, and I'll make an entirely separate video more about the token metrics of this, but I want to argue that it's a good thing for the price to stay down for now, and I'll get into that later, but it's especially a good thing for the price to stay down during this specific drop, and here's why. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the announcement for the drop. All right, so we have the DeLorean time machine collectible. I'm gonna go over this real quickly because I'm sure you've already seen it or you've seen other videos discussing it, but basically there's going to be 3 different collectibles, an interactive 1x1 scale, which is what everybody's going to be going after. This is the ultra rare one. There's only 12,500, which is still a lot larger than we've seen the previous ones to be. I think the last one was like 6,000 ultra rares or even less than that, and most ultra rares are less than that. It's going to be $100, and this is the one that you're really going to want because you can scale this up to the size of like a regular vehicle and open the doors like you would in DeLorean. You can look inside of it. There's other videos online that actually show the creators show you how that looks. So this is the one that you really want to snag because there's only 12,000 of them, and it's one of the first fully interactive collectibles that we've seen. Next, we have the rare one, I believe, which is, again, you can scale it as big as a car. This one is not interactive, so you can kind of just have it sitting in your driveway, display it to friends. You cannot interact with it, but it's still going to be cool to have because, I mean, sitting side by side with other vehicles, it's crazy just how like realistic these NFTs are starting to look. And then lastly, we have the common one. The common one is exactly like the ultra rare one, but you can't scale it up as large. So I think it even has the exact size right here, around 28 inches or 70 centimeters. It's 1/6 of the scale, so you can interact with it, but it'll probably fit on your tabletop. And it's only $30. An important part to note about this drop specifically is that there are 50,000 common, there are 50,000. There are 25,000 rare, and there are 12,000 ultra rare. I saw somebody do the math earlier, and if all of these sell tomorrow, we're looking at around a $4 million gain for the app VV, which is absolutely insane. That also means that there's going to be over $4 million in gems burn. It is over 4 million, but I'm actually rounding down for the sake of this video. So what does that mean for OMI price? You know, like, if we are buying these VV collectibles, does it affect the price of OMI directly? Here's the important part and what I like to argue for those who are kind of worried about the OMI fluctuation recently. The lower that OMI stays for now, the more OMI that is burned per dollar. So in other words, let's take a look at it right now. OMI is OMI is currently at 0.0075 when I'm making this video. So that means if it stays at this price during the drop tomorrow, each gem that is spent is going to burn that much worth of OMI. So if we, and I'll actually do this just while on video, let's say that there's 4 million spent tomorrow. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the OMI price stays at 0.0075. Then we're going to get over a 500 million token burn tomorrow, which is absolutely crazy. So the more tokens that burn, the more the market cap lowers. This is why I would argue that OMI is a long-term investment, not a short-term pump and dump. The more these VV collectibles drop at these prices, the more OMI that's burned, and it's equivalent to the gem, which is equivalent to the US dollar. So in other words, if OMI stays at 0.075 and kind of fluctuates to 1 penny, that means more OMI is getting burned per VV drop. So for those of us that are invested in OMI right now, it's a great thing that OMI is staying as low as it is. We don't need to pump it up currently, because if we pump it up, we're not going to get as much burn right now. So we need to get more, I guess, more bang for our buck as far as burn goes. So right now we just need to sit back, buy more, hold our ground, and just let the collectibles keep dropping and let the OMI keep burning. And we'll see in the future, you know, even 6 months down the road, 1 year down the road, I might even be in it for 3 to 5 years. The market cap's just going to get lower and lower. Also, when they decide to open up the secondary marketplace for everyone, right now it's open up for like a select like 500 users. Those transactions, they don't give us a very clear detail, but from what I understand, like 2.5% of each transaction of secondary buys also burns the token. So there's even more burns in the secondary market. So once we see more drops, especially big ones like tomorrow, and once we see the secondary market open, we're going to see a lot more tokens burn. It's going to be a lot better for the future of OMI. So my advice to you is just hold, you know, if you're invested in it. If you're in it for like a quick like pump and dump, I mean, maybe you can make a little bit of profit. I think there's better altcoins out there for you to make a profit off of that. But and for the VV collectibles themselves, sure, you can make a quick profit. So I definitely recommend, you know, buying the VV collectibles and reselling them either now or later. But as far as OMI goes, it's definitely a long-term hold, and this is why. So again, on this video, I just kind of want to give you a brief, you know, overview of the DeLorean drop, why it's important, why it's how it affects OMI, and just kind of give you a different perspective. I've seen a couple of videos talking about the DeLorean drop tomorrow. I wanted to kind of give different insight on exactly what I think it means to VV, OMI, and to the investors in the company. So again, thanks for liking and subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot to me. If you're not subbed and you're watching this video, please subscribe. You can catch my live stream in the morning. I'll be live streaming before the drop tomorrow. Like the video and drop a comment down below. Appreciate you guys. Until next time.